There are a whole bunch of different power centers in the United States, many of which we often openly discuss: the intelligence community, Silicon Valley, the U.S. government, lobbyists. Obviously, one of the most important and powerful, if not the most powerful, is Wall Street, and hedge funds in particular on Wall Street, who are at the top of that food chain. And we almost never talk about how it is that they get to be multi-billionaires without really producing anything of value, just leeching off the American economy, taking huge amounts of money in exchange for nothing. Whatever you think of Silicon Valley, they get rich at least by producing something, whatever you think of those products. These people produce nothing. They just take, and they just take, and they take. And so for the first time, not only are we seeing them have pain inflicted on them, not by people who are stealing from them or who are committing crimes, but people who have figured out their game and learned how to exploit it by doing what they should do, which is be studying it, but they're also getting dragged out into the sunlight. So for the first time, we're talking about people like Melvin Capital and Citadel and hedge fund short sellers, and understanding what it is that they're doing to this country. And it only happened, Tucker, because the internet, a free internet, when it's free, enables citizens to band together in large enough numbers to challenge these ruling class elites. And that's why we talk so much about the imperative nature of defending the internet from surveillance, defending it from censorship. It is a very powerful weapon in the hands of citizens against ruling class elites, and that's why they're so bent upon seizing it back, controlling it, regulating it, and censoring it.
I think you make such a wise point. If I made $1 billion, people would say, where did you make $1 billion and for what? And I would feel incumbent upon me the responsibility to explain what I did. I never hear anybody discuss what the upper echelons of finance have really done, or, as you point out, contributed to become billionaires. Like, why is that not a conversation we're having all the time?
Right. And the other thing that I think is so interesting in this particular case is you see people on the left and people on the right reacting in very similar ways, namely in favor of what these Redditors did to these hedge funds. Why? Because if you're on the right, what you believe in generally, traditionally, is free market economics.
Right.
If you're on the left, what you believe in is government intervention in the economy to help the neediest. We have neither of those. What we have is a totally rigged system where the government constantly intervenes in the economy, but not to help people who are in need, but to help the richest and most powerful, who are funded and owned and controlled by those very rich people who fund their campaigns, who pay their lobbyists, who give them enormous speaking fees when they're out of power.